Hello and welcome to another episode of the 77% Show. My name is Edith Kimani and this week we are coming to you from Liberia's capital, Monrovia. On this week's very special show, we explore the coastal capital together and find out what makes Liberian youth tick. Here's what we have prepared for you. We meet a pilot who made a daring transatlantic trip aboard a single-engine plane. We find out why so many young people are turning to the synthetic drug Kush. And in our heated street debate, and it was very, very heated, we hear some controversial views about the role of women in Liberia. And we begin right here in the heart of the capital and home to 1 million people. Now, despite Liberia being one of only 2 countries to not suffer colonialism in Africa, it still hosts some of the poorest populations on earth. And right now, I'm about to try and make sense of why the situation is so dire for young people. Let's go.
Monrovia is a beautiful city on a stunning peninsula in West Africa. However, despite its natural beauty, it's one of the least developed countries in the world due to years of civil war and the Ebola epidemic. We want to learn more about Monrovia, so we meet Fatou Camara, a radio presenter at a bustling market, one of the best places to chat about the economy.
Oh my gosh! Oh, it's a wallet.
Yes.
I'm gonna get it because it's something that I will never find anywhere else in the world. Yeah, I think so. I mean, who has a wallet that's a $100 note? Come on now, you can give me a discount. Why is the state of the economy the way it is? You know, Liberia has been independent for many, many years, many decades, and one might think, wow, this should be the example for the rest of Africa.
Yeah. So, I mean, the oldest republic, we've had some problems.
Yeah.
We've had the civil war, 14 years of civil unrest. We've had Ebola. We've had the coronavirus and a couple of corruption. You know, it's always in a question.
I mean, I can't imagine how to survive all of that. You know, you've said war, Ebola, corona, and now we have an economic crisis.
Yeah.
How does it affect your society, particularly women?
A lot. So, you know, if you look at this market, you look at where we stand, a lot of the sellers you see, they are women. A lot of them. So this is because a lot of the public, let's say the offices, the jobs and offices and big jobs and managerial, let's say directors, they are always the men. They are always the ones in the offices. It affects women so much. And I don't think it's because of the lesser qualification. I think a lot of women are qualified. A lot of them are degree holders. A lot of them are high school graduates.
Women are significantly underrepresented in all areas and face high levels of gender inequality, which is comparable to countries like Afghanistan and Haiti. The number of men holding a university degree is twice as high as that of women. Even when women study, they often struggle to find employment and may end up working in jobs like those in this market.
We're almost at the end of our shopping trip, actually at the end, but earlier you were explaining to me the role of women in this society. How would you describe it? Would you say that women are generally empowered here?
No, it's not that way. I think the women are marginalized. Even in the legislature, you find women fighting, women striving, but yet to get to the hem of power is really hard for them.
Well, Fatou, thank you so much for your time this morning. I really appreciate it. Yeah. And on that topic of women, that's actually where we're headed right now. We've gathered a group of young Liberians and we want to find out from them what exactly is the role of women in this culture. That's coming up on our street debate, but first I've got to change.
To answer this question, we gather some young people at a beach club outside Monrovia. Preparing for a street debate is always challenging and requires a big crew and, of course, panelists with opposing views.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So this must be Chantal.
Nice to meet you. The most important thing with these debates is to just be yourself and speak your mind and don't be shy.
Yeah.
and welcome back to the 77% Street Debate. This week, we are in Liberia's capital of Monrovia. Now, you might be familiar with the expression strong African woman. In this country, they certainly are, having had a female president in Ellen Sirleaf Johnson. But this strength in women is sometimes discouraged when it comes to romantic relationships, particularly in the African context. And today we want to find out why. Who better to answer this question for me than some Liberians? And we're going to start with the couple on the panel. We have a couple. They're so loved up. Austin and Chantal, thanks for joining us. So let's start with the basic question of your day-to-day. When you wake up in the morning, give me a little clue about who does what in the morning. What's your morning routine like? Chantal, you're really smiling. Let me start with you.
Well, thank you. In the morning, I wake up around 5:30, and get my kid ready for school while he's there getting ready for work.
Okay, so would you say that your domestic responsibilities are sort of equally split between the two of you?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm able to wake up early morning and get hot water for the kids. I'm able to be bathing the little girl while she is preparing cocoa oats or something. So yeah, I think it's good and I enjoy doing it.
Abraham, where are you? I know that you have a biblical name and also an old-fashioned stance on the concept of equality in relationships. Tell me a little bit about that.
For me, I come with an African cultural background, and there are rules ascribed to men, both men and women. I believe that most of the host choices in our African context are the responsibility of the woman, but the man can be of help.
Let me tell you, I'm laughing because the women behind me are really sighing. You started something, and I would like you to complete it, please. So you started by telling me women's responsibilities in a relationship, a heteronormative one, do all the house chores.
No, I said most of the most of the house choice is the woman's responsibility.
So what does the man do then?
In our Liberian setting, is the head of the home. He's responsible to provide for the home.
Okay. Tell me what you're thinking, Nowo. Nowo is a female, is a feminist and an activist.
Yes, knowing that Liberia was set on the basis of patriarchy just explains why they're saying these different things. But when you look at who set those rules, who gave the responsibilities of a woman taking charge of the home and doing the choices, you will know that the men set those rules, and which we believe were very biased, right? Because women's potential is way beyond just taking care of home.
I want to hear from some people at the back, right? Let me get some reactions. Come closer to me, please.
I'm a traditionalist. Now I stand against the issue of women having equal right with men in the home. And women must be submissive. It never used to happen like that. The only reason why we have a feminist, we have a women activists, is because they have acquired education.
Okay, so quick question. I'm a woman here who's doing this job of asking questions and moderating. I would say I'm independent. Does that bother you?
Yeah. A woman in our African culture must not be independent.
What if I told you that in my culture, women are actually the heads of the home?
That's your culture. In our culture, in our setting here in Nimba County, the women are very submissive.
Okay. So let me come back to the couple. Oh, they're even holding hands. Let me tell you, we are feeling so single today on this set. So when you hear some of these assertions, I can imagine that there must also be people in your family who also hold similar views.
The community says the lady should wake up and, wash the dishes. You, the man, you wake up, just get ready for work and move on. And then you start to follow that. I don't get it, why I should do that. So I wake up early morning, and what is going to shock people is that the man, you as a man, you benefit a lot if there's equality in the home. Your mother comes to visit you, and then she sees you washing the dirty clothes. She's like, why is my son washing dirty clothes?
Let me hear from Magdalene for a second, because we haven't spoken to her. I just want to investigate this idea of the head of a home, because Nowo has talked about partnerships. In a contemporary world that we live in today, do we still need that classical head of a home?
Well, I have no interest in relationship anymore. It is because of what I went through when I was in relationship. So I had to quit 2019 because I had an abusive partner overly protective, and he was very abusive. So I went through it. I held my God like king. I have to wake up in the morning and put socks, put boxer, and running all behind him.
Wait. I need to understand this. What do you mean? Put socks, put what? What?
Help him dress up in the morning.
Like a child?
Of course. But I went extra mile in, helping to keep my relationship.
Okay. And I have a question for you. As you were treating him as a king, as you're saying, which by the way, absolutely, was he treating you as a queen?
Well, he was abusive. He was really abusive. So it has actually made me to lose interest in having relationship. And when I see people like, couples, and I feel like they're not being true to each other.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously not all relationships which have that dynamic will end up in abuse, yeah? Let's just be clear about that. However, it can, because there's a power dynamic there that has not been addressed. So how do you navigate that?
So for me, people always put or have a negative connotation when it comes to head of home. We're not saying that the woman should be the one to dress you. It's not the woman's responsibility to dress you. If that is happening, that's abuse. Knowing your rules is different from being abused. But I'm saying that there are ascribed rules for men and women in a home, and I hold that very clearly.
Okay, that's your position, and that's perfectly fine. We've heard many things, right? Including the traditionalist who thinks that women shouldn't even be educated. Let me hear from, I am so afraid to bring the microphone to you, but let's hear your points.
It's a need that we go back to our tradition. Our women were submissive, but the Western culture now have changed everything. And that is why we are having a debate, and that is why you have a feminist, and that is why you are educating our women, you are spoiling them in the home. You are spoiling them in the home.
Okay, so are you working, for example, and you must have female bosses? How do you respond to that?
Having a boss being a female is kind of complicated because I really don't see her being submissive. Sometimes she just responds how to men, and that is not how it's supposed to be. So, women being a boss, they can be very much abusive to men.
Oh, okay. I honestly cannot believe that I am hearing these words in 2023, but I mean your viewpoint. Let me get one last one here.
When women are empowered, when women are educated, when women are learned, the society becomes better. Because come on, we carry children in our wombs for 9 months, which is huge. So we understand relationship because we bond with them for 9 months. When they come outside, we bond with them. And even their husband in the home, we sometimes take care of them as babies. They are outside as bosses, but when they come home, they are babies. Men should support women. Then we can be able to make the home and the society better.
All right. So normally at this point of the debate, I would be asking people for solutions. But after hearing all the diverse opinions, I'm not sure that there is such a thing as solutions. We started with a couple. I'd like to end with them. We've had so many viewpoints here. Do you think that the kind of relationship that the two of you have, which some people might see as aspirational, is under threat?
When you wake up in the morning as a man getting ready for work, when you stand before that mirror, just see a human being. When you see your wife, see a human being. Treat her that way. Men, you are going to be happy if you bring the woman to that equal point. You're going to be happy because we are just equal and we have disagreement on ideas. And who should win or who is the head? It depends the idea that we're pushing. Whoever pushes the better idea, we go by that.
Right.
So I think it's going to be good for all of us.
Thank you. That is a beautiful place to wrap this debate. We have heard some very controversial remarks today, but also what a nice way to wrap it up. Think first and foremost of your partner as human.
The morning after the street debate in Monrovia, I'm still preoccupied with the topic. Compared to my hometown Nairobi, Monrovia seems more conservative. Unfortunately, the issue of equality will continue to weigh heavily on my mind for a long time, as women still have a long way to go before we can achieve true equality. But right now, my focus is on an incredible person we've just learned about.
So, something interesting about young Liberians. They're actually still using Facebook. Isn't that incredible? And that's exactly where we found the story of Abner Yonly. He's the one we're hoping to meet at the airport just now. He's a Liberian based in the US, a pilot who has made an insane journey across the Atlantic on a single engine plane.
Abner Yonly flew from Maryland, USA to Liberia. He made several stops along the way, including Canada, Greenland, Iceland, UK, France, Spain, Morocco, Mauritania, Senegal, and Sierra Leone. Finally, on November 23rd, he arrived in Liberia, where he was welcomed as a hero.
He touched down not too long ago, and we can't wait to hear what inspires him and why he even decided to do that. Let's go!
We meet him and his fans at the old Monrovia airport. An inspiration for young Liberians.
Is this him on the t-shirt? Yes. Oh, wow!
His fans have a gift for him.
I've been looking for you, but thank you so much, okay?
A model of his aircraft.
Someone has to do something to inspire the younger guys around, yeah?
Yeah.
It's spinning.
The story of his journey has become a hot topic in Monrovia.
And by the way, did you have to fly alone the whole time?
I had to.
That must have been very lonely.
I mean, it's a passion, so it's not lonely. It's something I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a special name for your plane?
Or it's Fancy Nancy.
Fancy Nancy?
Fancy Nancy.
Oh, nice to meet you, Fancy Nancy.
Fancy Nancy is a 1976 Beechcraft Sundowner that cost him around $70,000 when he purchased it in 2001. One of the most concerning aspects of his trip was the high cost of fuel. The IT engineer had to make a few sacrifices to finance his journey.
I'm a motorsport kind of guy. I love to go fast. I love riding motorcycle. And I got this Nissan GTR. And I'm sitting looking at it, I'm like, this is an expensive trip. I got to sell this car. It was the hardest thing to do. This is my dream car, I can sell it, but then it can help build up another kid's dream.
I mean, it sounds to me like it's really important to you that you inspire people here and you show them that it's possible. Why is that?
In Africa, if we see good things taking place, it's in other countries. And my mindset is, we're capable as well from Liberia. We are capable people, we're able, and we are smart people. We can make things happen.
Abner still has some fuel left, and he offers me a special surprise.
We're about to go on our flight.
I started playing, you'll be really comfortable.
Okay.
The cockpit feels exceptionally cramped. The narrow ceiling, loud noises, and numerous instruments make it hard to believe that Abner traveled across 3 continents in this tiny cabin.
Wow, it's already so good.
But the view outside is exceptional.
Did you get scared at any point?
I flew in temperature negative 12 degrees Fahrenheit, and there was a wall of clouds. I'm talking like vertically, like wall. And I'm sitting there going like, oh, this is not good. There's nothing you can do. You can turn around midway, you don't have that much fuel. So I just kept pushing.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Woohoo! It's so beautiful up there. I have to agree with you. Every Liberian definitely needs to see that. And guys, I promise you, you will not appreciate this city from any better view than that.
I can tell.
Good, okay, maybe let's go grab a coffee now.
The residents of Monrovia crave success stories. While the city is stunningly beautiful when viewed from above, many young people remain unemployed on the ground and end up in the less glamorous side of town.
So far, we've seen some incredible stories coming out of Monrovia, but the truth is that there is a drug here which has ravaged some of its youth. Kush. It's a synthetic drug whose true origin and composition is still not fully understood, but it's become a fast popular drug for disillusioned youth who have nothing to look forward to. And so we're going to speak to some of them to understand why they're in this trade and what it means for society.
I'm told these ruins house at least 300 people. Almost everyone here smokes Kush. For about 4 years now, it's been severely affecting Liberia's youth population.
It's hard to put into words what I'm witnessing because it's not anything that I've ever experienced before. Every role that you act into has people without hopes and dreams and ambitions, and they're prisoners of their own reality.
Kush, like crack, delivers a brief yet powerful high when smoked. The sensation quickly fades, leaving the user in a kind of hole. I meet William Cooper, who is smoking a single pellet of Kush for 50 cents.
Yeah, so when you take it, sometimes, it make you forget about the past, it make you forget about the war in there and other things that have been bothering you. So when you take this, you relax yourself for some time. When you use when it is already bodied completed, where you see all who get out on the street looking for money to get some and then buy some to consume.
The individuals addicted to drugs in this area are referred to as zogos, a term akin to zombies. The ruins also shelter many women. To support their drug habit, some of them engage in commercial sex work.
I've seen a few women here who are pregnant. What happens when they give birth?
Some people get birth, sell the child. Some people get birth, leave the child in the hospital and escape.
Is it dangerous here for you as women?
Yes. You come and go out with you, take the money and beat you.
They will just have you free and run away. They will say they give money and beat you and fuck you and go.
Take the money back.
Has that happened to you?
Yes, it happened to everyone of service.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
The conditions here, characterized by rape, drug abuse, violence, and rampant disease, are shocking and heartbreaking. People here resort to various means to earn money. Some sell food, while others work at the beach pouring concrete. But drug addiction has incapacitated many. Recently, tuberculosis claimed the lives of 2 residents. Amidst this, 2 locals are raising funds to support the affected youth.
How did it become such a penetrative drug in Liberia? Why do you think the government has been slow to respond?
I think the reason is that some of those very government officials in government are part of this epidemic drugs deal. They are part of this epidemic drugs dealing. There are some members of the House of Parliament are also involved in the drugs dealing. So they will not want to put effort. And the future of Liberia are the youth.
Yeah.
If the youth are perished and they're gone, Liberia is nothing.
Many allege that politicians are benefiting from drug trafficking, a claim we hear from numerous sources and plan to investigate.
So to reunite ourselves, our family, is the most important. If I don't have money now, I cannot go home. Even when I go home, I will be like a laughing tooth. But we are not crazy. Okay? So I would really like for that help to come. I should be rehabilitated and empowered.
All right.
So that I can become a help to this nation too, one way or the other.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much for speaking to me.
Thank you too for the time, the opportunity.
This house and the people in it leave me both stunned and heartbroken. It's a stark reminder of how society can neglect its own. These individuals cannot overcome their challenges without support. But that wraps our deep dive into Monrovia. It's absolutely gorgeous, a real gem in West Africa, right on the Atlantic. It's got this rich, eventful history intertwined with numerous challenges, yet there remains a strong sense of hope for a better future.
With a nearly 600-kilometer coastline, Monrovia definitely offers many spots to relax like this one. And that's where we're wrapping up this special edition of our 77% show. We hope you enjoyed it. You can always see more of us on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok.